Being religious, though, didn't make him different. He looked like everybody else in Rome. Everybody looked like that. It didn't make him loving. It didn't make him forgiving. It didn't make him gracious. It made him religious. He's a religious guy. It sounds like a lot of the people that live in the Pacific Northwest. Here in the Pacific Northwest, though, they will say, I'm not religious, I am spiritual. Yes, I'm spiritual. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. In fact, I don't do that religious stuff, but I do the spiritual stuff. I got some crystals that I put together, right? And I meditate, I meditate and, maybe do, my stuff. And it kind of gives me centeredness and peace. And, I used to be religious, but, that was just not. And so now my practices are for me. And talk about the energy and nature and the flow. Saying their mantra, lighting some candles. And those practices may bring a sense of order, maybe even bring some sense of hope or something. But what they don't do is they don't change the heart. The inside is still not there. We can have all the resources. In fact, John the Revelator, exiled on this island, and he has this vision. And one of the first visions that he has is God speaking, Jesus speaking to him, and he's speaking to these different churches. And one of the churches is the Church of Laodicea, and he says this. He says, I know your works. You're neither hot or cold, and would that you be hot or cold, but because you're lukewarm, not hot or cold, I'm going to spit you out of my mouth. This is Jesus talking. For you say, Philemon, you say, Romans, you say that I'm rich. I've prospered. I need nothing. Not realizing that you're poor and wretched and pitiable, blind and naked. One of the things that I love, one of my love languages is gifts. Getting gifts. Somebody got me this one. My wife's love language is not gifts, it's acts of service. Look what I got you. The windows are dirty, whatever. But I like gifts. And when they're floofy like this, and they're done up really nice, you know that what's inside is going to be amazing. So thank you. How many of you have grandmas that like to fold this up and keep it after they... It's nice. Hey, listen, what's that commercial when you become like your parents, right? And you're folding tissue. Oh, people know I love clothes. This is going to be sweet. You guys want to see? I do too. So many of us can look really, really good on the outside. We've got it together. We got the house. We drive the right car. We wear the right watch. My wife said this is the last time I can wear these until next year. Labor Day is gonna. We're looking good, but the inside is empty, and we're longing, and we're looking, and we're desiring. And we can do all the religious rituals, hang out in all the religious places, do the spiritual things, but it doesn't change us. The only thing that changes the human heart, the human life, is grace. Acknowledging Christ. When I come to him and say, Jesus, I need you. I don't need church. I need you. Ephesians, Paul wrote, it's by grace you've been saved, because grace is different. Grace saves us. Grace is this thing that doesn't make you look good. It fills you. It begins to work in your heart. It makes you rich in the things that are important, the things that matter, and love and forgiveness and purpose and community with people, things that money can't buy. This is true with Philemon's life. He comes to faith. He sees God for the first time for who he really is. And it's a truth we're going to look at today in his life, because religion makes you religious, But grace makes you rich. It makes you rich, number one, if you're keeping notes, in relationships. In relationships. I keep hearing about your faith, Paul writes to him. I keep hearing about your faith. Philemon, I've heard that you've been baptized. I've heard that you've got some faith in Jesus. I've heard that you love all of God's people. It's pretty cool. But I'm praying for you that your faith will lead to generosity. Your faith will lead to generosity, not religion. Paul commends him for his love and his faith in this world where, in the Roman world, relationships were always transactional. What can I get out of you? Will you help me politically? Will you allow me to have more respect? Will you affirm who I am so that I can get ahead in life? Am I connected? If you are, I'll keep you close, and I'll be generous with you. I'll buy your affection. And if you don't, I don't need you. I won't spend time with you. I don't have any, you got nothing to give me. Generous to those who are only useful to them. People who encounter Christ. Submit their lives to Him. Receive grace that changes us. All of a sudden, they begin to see people. Because they recognize the grace that they have freely received, they're going to give it to those around them. And Philemon is being encouraged to see something different. People no longer as assets or liabilities, but to see them as children of God, no matter what color they are, no matter what political persuasion they have, no matter how much money they have, or the size of their house, the beauty of their car, or the nicest of their shoes. But it flows out of the richness that comes from a heart that's been changed. Jesus said in John, "By this you will know someone is truly my follower, my disciple. And they have love one for another." Anybody remember the name Zig Ziglar? Zig Ziglar, yeah. Very famous motivational speaker on the circuit for a long time. He died about 2014, something like that. Here's a couple of his quotes. People who truly understand, his most famous quote is one of them: "You can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want." I like the one on the top. People who truly understand God's purpose for their lives know that we are called to be intimately involved in one another. He died in 2014, with $11 million in his account, in his holdings. How many would you like to have $11 million in your holdings? Yeah. Thank you, Doug. Me too. Yeah. I'm not opulently wealthy, but the guy made it. Taught Sunday school most of his life, First Baptist Dallas. Married to Jean, his wife, for 66 years, had 4 kids. When he passed away, the funeral at First Baptist Dallas, at one time the largest church in the entire Metroplex, completely filled. Standing room only, had to live stream it, overflow, the whole deal. Four beautiful kids, rich in influence, and his legacy continues. Now, anybody remember a guy named Howard Hughes? At one time, one of the top 3 richest men in the world, he died with over $5 billion in his account back in 1970-something. Today, it'd be like $12 billion, so 10 times what Zig Ziglar. He died, though, isolated, alone. He had dated Ava Gardner, Rita Hayworth, Betty Davis, Jane Russell, Faith Domergue, or whoever that was. In relationships that were talked about as often possessive, controlling, short-term. Many of the women said they regretted ever being with him. Married twice, once for a year, divorced another time. A few more years, divorced. Rich in money and things. And at his funeral, no family, no kids. a few lawyers trying to determine where the wealth would go. It's a choice Philemon had to make. Slave is coming back. Will I continue to use people and love things? Or will I love this person and use things? Religion makes you religious. Grace makes you rich.